This is my favourite pair of jeans. I bought them in Flip on Queen Street, and if you know, you know. I wore them as often as possible, kept them alive for half a decade with crude hand stitching. They absorbed the broken bracelets of forgotten exes and the fabrics of my life. I didn't give a that the strokes changed the meta style. I wore baggies, these baggies, until I couldn't wear them anymore. It's time to start the process again. Two things happened while making the appropriation jacket. I learned a lot about the anatomy of jeans, and I found these forgotten Gap relaxed fit denims. They're comfy, easy to wear with my preference for chunky high tops, and they still have a bit of life in them. But if I'm serious about wearing these going forward, then they need a bit of repair to keep them alive. I started by identifying their faults. One blown out knee and one about to go. Fraying on the front pockets, a rip in the back, a disintegrating belt loop, and the faint hints of fatal wear in the crotch. I gathered up some patching materials and set to work. On the right knee, I decided to further distress and open up the blowout. I was going to use the same borrow process as I did on the jacket, and knew it would look more interested if there was more damage to repair. To add the patches, I ripped the outside seams, from above the hem to where the top stitching starts at the pocket. I am convinced that this construction of a pressed open seam on one side is intentional for this exact reason, to make it easier to repair knees. I feel like this is something people just did, and we've all forgotten about as mass consumption has taken over. Anyway, I machined in the two knee patches of denim and patterned fabric, one of which I let go squint in a way that pleased me, then sewed up the seam. For the pocket edges, I effectively made bias tape from some of the scraps from the CBD bag, folding all the raw edges twice before straight stitching, making these spirals. I then folded this over the pocket and fixed it into place with a zigzag stitch. I probably should have gone bigger with these, but I secured the ends with hand stitching, and I think they will do the job of stabilising the edge and stop it from fraying any further. For now, anyway. For the back pocket, I was worried that this kind of repair would put too much stress on an already weakened area, so I overcompensated with a larger patch to spread the load. Again, folding and straight stitching the raw edge. I ripped the pocket partially off for easier access while sewing, and folding the patch over the pocket, stitching it into place, trying to make a feature of it. For the belt loop, I removed the original and decided to go bigger with the new one. Putting the right sides together and stitching the raw edge, pulling it through itself, then pressing and top stitching it flat before attaching it the same way as you would with most belt loops. For the crotch, I attempted darning. There are an infinite amount of better videos about this than I could muster. I enjoyed this one. Please just get to the end of my video before clicking away. Lastly, I found this tub of some of my wife's broken jewellery and hand-stitched some beads around the knee, something I'll continue to do on and off to add further interest. And here is the finished garment, and I'm happy with it. My sewing won't win any awards, but it's definitely an improvement. I've put something of myself into them, and have increased the lifespan of the garment. The next time that they require some attention, my skills should have developed somewhat, and I'll be able to improve on what I've done here.